Greetings to everyone out there in YouTube land. I'm Ahmed Hassanin, and I just want to give a shout out to Coach Dan. Thank you for all the support you show the team and the players. Everyone hit the like, subscription button, and yell woo in the comments. Thank you, and go Lions.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. And hey, how about them Lions going on the road, getting their first ever win against the Baltimore Ravens? A lot of people said we had no chance. You guys saw it all week long. The national media came after us, said, man, Lions, not so much. The Ravens, even their own PR department were saying this was going to be a practice game for the Ravens. I guess the Lions didn't get that memo, because not only did the Lions offense look cool, calm, and productive, running all over the Ravens throughout the game, but how about that Detroit Lions defense? How about Al-Quadin Muhammad? Man, we thought we lost something with Davenport. We might have found something with this guy. I thought Buck Aikman gave him nothing but all sorts of great praise. You know what this guy does? He hustles hard. He gets people from behind. Aiden Hutchinson, people want to know, is he back? I think we can say he might just indeed be back. I know I was jumping around since I was watching the game with friends out at a restaurant for a little bit, at least the first half of the game. I was jumping in between Derek or the Lions Syndicate and then Micro Mike's chat. A lot of people came after Terrion Arnold. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I am saying, hey, the second half, I thought he played much better. Rookie or second-year cornerbacks take time to grow. I've said it all the time. Darius Slay, Ray Crockett took a whole lot of time. You could even maybe say William White or Blenny Blades. But here's what we can say. At the end of the day, the Lions defense might indeed have been the difference in this game, getting some key stops. Many people thought, hey, Lamar Jackson, the running game, Derrick Henry would run right through this Lions defense. Not so fast, everybody out there in YouTube land. Let me tell you, this Lions defense showed up in waves. You had sacks, you had pressures, you had busted up plays, guys batting down passes. I'm going to ask you guys, we'll go into this real in-depth in the morning show, 7 a.m. to roughly 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. But just how big of a win is this, in your opinion, for the Detroit Lions? Dan Campbell showing his cojones, going for it on 4th and 2, just under 2 minutes to go. Man, the Lions really just took advantage there. Beautiful play design, went over the top. Goff, pinpoint pass. You saw the Ravens sending the house after Goff. They knew if they gave him time, he would pick them apart. They tried to force his hand. You know what? Goff said, it's not a problem. I got this. It's a layup drill. And that's pretty much what it looked like there. Let's also talk about the Lions' rushing attack. Did you expect the Lions' two-headed back attack to do all of that against the Ravens D? On Lions Talk Live throughout the weekend, I'm sure you guys saw it on 20 billion other places. We tried to break down, to give a scouting idea of what things would be like for this game. I thought the Lions, assuming their offensive line continued to show upward progress, which I'll say this, we left Green Bay having a lot of questions about that offensive line. I'd say if you're even a casual Lions fan, you're probably feeling pretty good about that offensive line after 3 games. But what did you think of that rushing attack? Montgomery, Gibbs, if there's a better backfield out there in the NFL, I don't know it. But, hey, kudos to them for coming through. Kudos to that offensive line. Goff looked pretty dang precise out there. Let's go to the box score, give you guys some stats. Let's just go with the Lions to start off. Goff, 20 of 28, kind of a down day for him. Only 71 percentage completion, 202 yards. Gibbs, he had a 3-yard average for 67. Goff, hey, crazy legs Goff, we had 6 yards. And then David Montgomery, the hammer. Man, if he just had one more carry, he would have scored a touchdown. 12 carries, 151 yards. Now, let's go real quick to the defense, try to give you some stuff here. Like I said, sacks. Nobody thought the Lions were going to put up whatever it was, 7.5 sacks, 8 sacks, whatever it is. But the Lions had a field day going after Lamar Jackson. Jack Campbell had a sack. Trevor Nowaski had a sack. Man, Lamar tried to juke him out of his pants. Nowaski said, man, that ain't happening. Derek Barnes, real key late in the game. You saw him knife through the defense. He was dropped into zone coverage. Saw Lamar trying to improvise, came from behind. Wasn't a huge tackle, but he got enough of the right ankle, took him down, and got the sack there. And, of course, he had Al-Quadin Muhammad with 2, Eden Hudson with 1, plus that massive punch-out on Derrick Henry. So you guys get it. The sacks were coming all 4. I was glad to see the Detroit Lions go for the 67-yard field goal right before half. You know what? He had the leg, just didn't go in. I'm going to ask you guys, though, because some of you just jumping in from the game, how big of a win is this for the Detroit Lions? Yes, indeed, you are 2-1. You've won 2 in a row. You know, you won in one of the most difficult places in the NFL to win on the road. Lions haven't won against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore since they were Baltimore Colts back in the 50s. So maybe that's a sign of things to come for this team. Duke Crew, everybody out there, man, how jumping out of your seats are you? How jumping out of your socks? Did you drink a delicious Mountain Dew? I think we're all probably going to be celebrating. We also, I want to say this, we've all been talking all off season and early in the season, kind of throwing a little bit of shade, I guess you could say, at Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, when MCDC said, hey, we're good. What do you think about that defensive line now? We've been talking about it for weeks. Maybe the Lions' intention for the defensive line is to really limit teams running a game. Really try to force a horseshoe around the quarterback, say you can't get out and escape. We're not giving you lanes to run through. You've seen it so far this year, and this is about the third mobile quarterback who really hasn't had much success against it. Maybe in the first drive or 2 for Lamar Jackson. After that, not so much. That goes with Derrick Henry. No, he's not a quarterback, but he is one of the NFL's better running backs, and he was really limited after that first quarter. Duke Crew, I'm going to say probably everybody in Lions Nation is got to be thinking next week at home against Cleveland Browns, who just pulled off a big upset of the Green Bay Packers. Lions get this win, and then they get the Cincinnati Bengals. The Lions, all the people that were jumping off the bandwagon, jumping off the train after the loss in Green Bay, saying it's over for the Lions, we're not going to do anything. Maybe they're all getting back on after tonight's win. But let's get to you guys real quick. I'm going to break this all down. I'm going to actually stay up a little bit, or I'll make a choice here, maybe get up early in the morning, break it down. But I want to go in tomorrow morning show from a coaching analytical standpoint of what MCDC and the people did. You may want to tune in for it. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys. But Muhammad, I see that. I knew this was coming, man. Al-Quadin Muhammad is better than Davenport. We're going to say this, man. He played his butt off. This guy's 30 years old. He's playing on his 29,000th NFL team. And you know what? He may have found finally a home out there. Muhammad, Al-Quadin Muhammad unleashed. I'll go with that. Lions defense was impressive. Muhammad, wow, 5th round rookie. Yeah, and 5th time rookie. How about that? Ken, goal line stands. Yeah, especially early in the game when they came through. Lamar tried to get out and improvise, forced the fumble. There was just so many good things to come out there. So many opportunities that the Ravens could have taken control of this game or gotten back into the game. Lions just didn't allow it to happen. Give credit to both of these teams, because I do think, if you guys remember, a lot of people across the NFL thought this could be the Super Bowl matchup. If you watch how both teams play, the physicality of both teams, I think they might be right. The Lions have a lot of guys that are still young and trending upwards. We got a bunch of people that are hurt, as you guys know, on the defensive line, the defensive side of the ball, Rodrigo, Ali McNeil, yada, yada, Davenport. They're all going to come back at some point and come back. I know a lot of people are going to still throw shade at Terrion Arnold. Have your own thoughts on it. My thoughts is I thought second half he played pretty well. First half, not so much. But again, I know I talk about it all the time. Most cornerbacks take a couple years to get ready. Yeah, I think it's the highs and lows of it all. But we'll break that down into the in the morning show, 7 a.m. Offensive line, I want to throw this at you guys. We talked about it when he lost Zeitler. We talked about it with moving Glasgow to the center and obviously removing due to injury, or excuse me, not injury, but due to retirement, Frank the Tank Ragnow. one of the things this offensive line can now do that maybe they didn't do the last 2 years is they became a whole lot more athletic. It's no disrespect to those two guys who aren't here. They just, Father Time's not kind to any of us. They had lost some of that ability. And I thought on some of the plays, you see all the incorporation John Morton was having of getting those two guys, the two guards for Detroit, out in space, blocking a little bit, and inside the tackles, they did a pretty good job too. It's going to be fun watching their progression throughout the year, how much better they get, because I think that both of them have massive upsides. Talk about another rookie real quick. Tyreek the Freak Williams, you know what? They don't talk about him much on air. I think some of that is just because his position, how he's asked to play. But just from watching, with coach's eyes here, I can tell you, man, you do not want to run at that young man. He's pretty damn special already. And think about where he's going to be a month from now, 3 months from now, by the time the playoffs hit. I think we might just be seeing one of the, I won't call him a Ndamukong Suh type guy. He's not that type of player. But I think he is going to be maybe a Sean Rogers type player, somebody who just eats up the middle of the lane, makes people have to game plan to go away from him, and that's probably going to be all you probably really need to ask from him for his rookie year. Tesla, we'll go into it in the morning, but hey, Duke Crew, the Lions are 2-1. The Ravens are kicking themselves at being 1-2. And guess what? When you went to bed tonight, there's a 3-way tie for the NFC North. Green Bay 2-1, Detroit, and yes, Minnesota Vikings are all 2-1. And I think we got a pretty good chance of winning next week. We'll see, though. Don't overlook anybody. The Browns have a great defense. All right, Duke Crew, I'll see you in the morning. You all go get a couple hours of sleep. I'll see you at 7 a.m. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons. Go enjoy your night, and you're probably going to have dreams of Super Bowls or bust. I got to believe that, man, everybody right now, if you're a naysayer of the Lions, maybe you're naysaying just a little bit less. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you in the morning on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?